Hello, I'm Bob Mayer, and welcome to my series of videos on preparation and survival. This one is what you need to know about your GPS. Most of us are pretty addicted to it, and I'm a big fan of paper maps, but if you're going to use GPS, you need to know exactly how it works so you know when it's not working for you too. It's a global positioning system. It was built by the United States, been in operation since 1995. We also do use some of the Russian satellites in their system. Right now there's 31 satellites in orbit. They're inclined at the same thing, 55 degrees to the equator. So to get a GPS fix, you need 3 satellites for a 2D fix and 4 satellites for 3D. 3D is altitude, and for some of us, altitude is really important. Well, a lot of this is just stuff you can pause and take a look at. I'm not going to read all this to you. There's almost always 6 satellites in range from most places. Okay, it gets a fix from each satellite, and everything's dependent on time. If it knows the exact position of each satellite, it puts them all together, and it can determine your position, east, west, north, south, and attitude. A lot of people have problems with longitude and latitude. I know sometimes it's confusing to me. The easiest way to think about it is latitude as a ladder. So east-west is latitude, north-south is longitude. The GPS signals to see how long that signal from the satellite gets to the receiver that you have, and by doing that from several of them, it can fix your position. When you just first turn your GPS on, sometimes you notice it takes a while to catch the signals. Time to first fix depends on how long since the last fix. If you're in a car, it actually usually goes to the nearest cell phone tower to get you in a rough approximation of where you are. So if you drive in an area with tall buildings or other obstructions, it might take a bit longer to get your fix. There's a lot of times when I'm out biking, sometimes I'll notice my GPS will go off and I'll lose the signal. There's places that are it's difficult to get a signal. It's a lot of factors going on there, satellites, atmospheric effects, clock errors. But usually under ideal conditions, you're getting down to within 5 meters, which is pretty good if you think about it. Cell phone GPS units get a fix almost right away. They use assisted GPS off the cell phone towers to get your first fix. Sometimes that might be a little bit off. Every once in a while you get in the car and start driving, you notice you're not on the right, where put your car is not exactly where you know you are. If you're out of cell phone and Wi-Fi coverage, your cell phone GPS has to rely on the satellites only. Okay. Things to think about when you're using GPS to navigate. Make sure you have whatever maps you might need for navigating, your navigating app preloaded. Your cars usually load all the road maps for you. In case you don't get Wi-Fi signals, get the map. It only works as long as there's power. It only works as long as the satellites are transmitting. Always have a backup of paper maps, and I have a whole video on maps. Solar flares can interfere with the GPS system. Commercial planes are required to have backup navigation to GPS. They can't rely on GPS alone. I do use a spot satellite messaging. It also gives me a GPX fix, but every evening I can send in my location for the night where I'm at, and I can send and receive messages. I do this because I go to places where there is no cell phone coverage. Yeah, you can download the contour map for your area for free. This is a different presentation. I'm a fan of the Gaia app for off-roading, for backcountry. I have a whole presentation on that. I've got a discount code on my website for that. But I like it because you can bring up different types of maps and how much you want to see of each one. It's a lot of fun to play with. For Gaia and all the other information, all the apps, equipment and gear, websites I have, hit that red box on my website. There's a Word document underneath, and it'll have the direct links to them. These are all my books on preparation and survival. My little black books, the Elements Little Black Book, will be out soon. It's kind of interesting, doing the research for that. And here's my background. Stay safe out there, people, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel.